Hi everyone. So, this is it. 1 year anniversary. It's been a ride and a half getting here. I look back at everything I've done over the past year, the hundreds of videos, and I've achieved quite a bit. I mean, it all started there. If you look back on my channel, I think one of the first videos that I actually made during this whole thing was October 2022. Tasha was in hospital and I made a video about the first internet ready bench. If I knew then what I knew now, I would have made more videos. I started off on the 1st of March making videos for charity. And after the 31 days were up, I extended it to 100 days. I then cut back and I just kept on going till I got to a year. That is really weird. 52 of these Untitled vlogs, nearly 100 separate daily uploads, and I'm going to be honest, I think it almost saved my life. That's quite weird to admit that. This is technically the first day of spring. It's a time when things are opening up, getting green, everything's starting to recover. And I'm always going to hold that as part of who I am going forward, I think. The days are starting to get a lot longer now. There's more sunlight and it does make me feel better. One thing I've always had trouble with is talking to people. And a lot of that stems back to school days. As you may have guessed, I've been into computers for a long time. And as such, I was bullied at school for it. The geek, the nerd, the one who liked computers. And it is quite funny to see how the world has actually flipped round and I was ahead of the curve. But anyway, because of that, I kind of closed myself off. I didn't really talk to anyone. All the way through my teenage years, it was very hard for me to actually make friends. And so I've always kept my feelings, under wraps, because who wants to hear about them? But I can honestly say that if I'd gone through all of this and not made these videos, not talked to all of you about everything that's happened, I don't think I could actually be standing here now in the state I am. I think we need to learn from that. I think everybody needs to start talking actually about how they feel. Because if you bottle it up inside, it will just destroy you. I have learned a lot over the past year. Not only just cool video editing and stuff like that, but I mean, I've learned a lot about myself. I've become a lot more philosophical, and I'm going to try and keep that up. It sounds really stupid, but I asked ChatGPT a few questions, including the old adage, what do you do when you can't pick left or right? Because do you go right where there's nothing left, or do you go left where nothing's right? Do you know what it answered? Move forwards. And that is, even for a computer, a damn good answer. And it's right, you know, because the world doesn't stop. Just because I feel sad, everything keeps on going. You know, I can sit here and I can look back on it all and say, ooh, a year, what a long time. Because it is. But I can think about the future and go, there's a hell of a lot more of it to go. Because there really is a lot more of it. And I've barely scratched the surface of what I believe I'm capable of and what I can do. Over the last year, I have spent hundreds of hours walking and talking into various phones. And that comes to an end. This is the last video I'm going to make. Now, I could do a random compilation video of all of my best bits, or could do a Tom Scott, strap myself to the bottom of a helicopter and fly away, but what's the point? That's not who I am. If I've learned one thing over the past year, it's I need to be me. Because that way I can be part of something bigger. You know, I look at where I am now compared to a year ago, and the outlook is so different. You know, I've now 2 kids who are very well balanced, despite the fact they've gone absolutely feral over the past week, stuck at home. I've got my little gig up at the school, which I have to do another one now because it's been requested by more children. I'm helping people because I think people need help. Because I wish I had more help over the past year. Not from everyone who did help me, you were amazing, but certain types of help that I never got, that I would be more than happy to help other people with. If that makes sense? I don't know if that makes sense. I hope you've enjoyed listening to my stories. And there have been a lot of them. You know, happy ones, sad ones, interesting ones, dull ones. But they've all been honest. Everything from how I'm feeling to stuff that's happened. How do you condense so much history down? We were together 20 years, married for 10, and how do you compress that entire time down into a few stories that you can tell over the course of a year? You can't. And I have plenty more to tell. But not now. I think this has reached its logical end, and if anything interesting happens, I may post updates. But not very much ever seems to happen that's interesting. I mean, don't get me wrong. My life has its moments. But I don't think they're the things that I can sit down and talk about that sounds interesting. I mean, I've seen so many vlog channels where you watch someone go around a supermarket and they're amazed at the price of broccoli, and I don't want to turn into that. I don't want to be just another vlog. I want to do something interesting with the channel. These are all going to stay here, but I might go off in a different direction just to see if I can. I may even do nothing, and this may be the last video I ever put out. As well, I think I've realised how much I do miss her. I mean, obviously I do. But the extent you miss someone is something you can't really quantify. the arguing over pointless things, and we were good at that. But in a lot of cases she was right. Like the school. There were two schools that we could have picked when Seb went. And I wanted a different one because it had, in my eyes, better special needs capability, and they had a better IT structure. But Tasha insisted on the smaller school with smaller classes, or smaller year groups, and then 2 year groups combined to make one normal sized class. She was right. The smaller school has worked out much better, and yeah, that's the thing though, you have to have multiple perspectives, because otherwise if you just stick yourself to making all of the decisions, you're going to make the wrong ones. Just look at Disney. But the upshot of that is it means I'm going to spend the rest of my life wondering if I am making the right choices, if I am making the correct decisions. And people can tell me, you're doing great, proud of you, anything like that, and that's fine. But that doesn't help inside my head. And I suppose I'm just going to have to get used to that. The 3 of us and a cat. Going on into an unknown future. Still, I go and talk, give her an update on the kids and other stuff that's going on. And I like to think she could hear it. Scientifically, I know she doesn't. And it's more about me finding peace in it all. But does that matter? One thing this year has brought up is how much stuff happens that we don't notice happening. How easy it is to miss. And it's ridiculous stuff that I've noticed. Tasha was a huge fan of Tinkerbell. I mean, she had lots of Tinkerbell stuff. So she would have absolutely adored Disney's 100th anniversary. Or even silly things like the fact that Lilt is no longer available. It's Fantatropical. She would have had a field day complaining about that. She loved Caramax. You can't get them anymore. She would have gone out and specifically brought a pack just so she had them. Breakaways, animal bars. Celebrities have also passed away. And she's not going to know any of it ever happened. How much of life do we just not see happen? Do we take for granted and just go, oh, that was a thing? But I mean, it's not even just the big things like that. There's little things as well. I mean, look. Clara made this. It's a little Peter Rabbit diorama in a can. Did that during half term. She saw a video on YouTube Kids about it and went, I want to make one of those. So we did. And she's never going to know that that's happened. She's never going to realise or see these things. And it frustrates me. Because it's the kind of thing she would have absolutely adored. How often is this going to happen? And how many more are there going to be in the future? Stuff that I'm going to try and send a message to her. Because it's so adorable or amazing or fun. It's been a year and occasionally I still try to send that WhatsApp. And I don't know if I don't know if that'll ever stop. Now, I know some of you may be wondering, Graham, this is a day for mourning. Why are you out and about in a car? Also, your hair looks amazing. To the second point, I'll say thank you. To the first point, I'll say, I know. What can I do? I sit here day after day, living in her memory. You know, she makes up, almost every thought process, basically. Just going, what would she prefer? What should I do? I can't sit at home and do nothing, because that won't accomplish anything. What I can do is realise that Tasha would have wanted me to help people, because that's what she always wanted. She always wanted, I've said this before, she loved being on stage but not being the centre of attention. If she could help someone perform and take all the glory, she would. And so that is what I am trying to do. Spend my time doing little things for other people to make life easier for everyone in the capacity that I can. It's not like I can send out money to people, because that's ridiculous. But what I can do is, I can use my computer skills to help. I can use the fact I've got 2 arms and 2 legs to lift and carry things. I can plot courses on maps. Hell, I can write a lesson plan if I have to. But the fact is, I know that if I sat there and I helped people in any capacity I could, so that they could shine, she'd approve of that. And that's why I'm out in the car. Well, I've been out getting this. This box contains 60 Easter eggs. 60 small Easter eggs. And there's another one of these boxes sitting on top of a shelf already. But why would I want 120 Easter eggs? Tasha always had this thing about buying stuff for the school. Little Christmas presents or Easter eggs and things, and that's something that I'm going to continue doing. She felt quite passionately about that, to give the children just something a little nice. And so I'm going to keep doing that in her name. As far as the kids are concerned, it's a gift from Natasha and her family. And it always will be. There's not really anywhere else to go or anything else I can say at this point. And I know I said at the beginning that, why should I finish off with a cheesy clip compilation, because it just makes me seem like some kind of weird 80s TV show, but if the internet has taught me anything, it's that sometimes you do have to do stuff like that. I'll see you next time. Bye for now. I really shouldn't be here. Why have they got guns? And it... Oh! One lighter wallet later. Same time tomorrow. I didn't bring the car, did I? During the car, she's going to kill me. You get on. No, you I want you to know you're doing great. My, oh my. I think that's berry. You can sort of see that tall thing there. That's the sugar factory. Oh, I like washing cars.
Cool summer nights were nice for a while.
Some days I do feel like I'm absolutely losing
Right
the plot.
now, missing my warm bath towel. It's nice going out with you, but isn't it lovely coming home too?
I got this one.
Me home, I want my bed, I want my mom. We have had
raised
so much fun, but I
£857.63.
to go home.
That's the one that was on the back of the
On the
service.
windowsill and look up at the sky and the clouds will spell messages addressed to
How is it possible that boy went to school with no waterproof trousers? He's come home with 3 pairs.
the first time
Hi, Sam.
in a while, and I'll say with a sigh, I am home.
Did it disappear all right?
Wait, hang on. I've just thought of the best name for this vlog. No, wait, come back.